So Lucario is in the process of committing the least subtle prison break since Star Wars A New Hope. The swordsman blinked in utter shock at his fallen companion, showing a bloated, swollen lump on the top of his head. Oh, he certainly fared better than most of Lucario's other opponents. But not as much as shocked when Roy saw Pichu's body cleansing itself from the dark aura that used to control his free will. Even Chris couldn't believe that the dark aura was dissipating from the Pokemon's body before his eyes.
Whoa! What? Lord Taboo's shadow bugs are... They're leaving his body? This has to be a nightmare! Roy exclaimed.
Oh, holy crap! The boy-turned-teen muttered mentally when he saw Pichu's body perfectly cleansed from the dark aura. He cringed when he saw the swollen lump, though. It looked like it was about to bleed out from being so swollen from whatever had hit Pichu, from whatever hit Pichu had tried to endure. No doubt it came from Lucario, Chris thought. While Chris was left to deal with seeing the downed body, Roy saw Mr. Belch, Master Belch, slithering into the room, looking quite panicked.
Burp, what?
I can't remember the voice I did for him.
What is going on? Burp, why is my factory, burp, falling apart, burp, by a monster burp?
I think it was like that. He asked while burping the swordsman. While burping the swordsman. It sounds like a... No, it doesn't. Can't your
friends do burp? Something to stop this burp?
Okay, burping the swordsman. I was going to say it sounded like an innuendo for masturbation, but I decided not to say that. I thought I'd be classy, but, whatever. I went through with it anyway. It's a terrible joke, like literally every other one I've told so far.
Can't your friends do burp? Something to stop this burp?
Oh, fuck, doing this really deep voices really hurts my voice. Roy pinched his nose, being the main target of the disgusting puke monster's stench-filled words.
We were getting annihilated here. That monster even got Pichu and knocked him out of the shadow bugs, he said, pointing at Pichu still lodged on the wall. We weren't expecting something like this to happen. Lord Taboo just told us to get rid of Ness, and didn't say anything about a monster of mass destruction inhabiting this world.
You guys are burp useless,
Belch complained, looking angry and re-evaluating why he let them join his side. The swordsman glared back.
There's the massive load of puke who can't even defend his own factory, he shot back.
You are right. I am burp, a massive load of puke. I cannot defend my burp factory alone. That is burp why I am asking for help burp to you, the valiant burp.
Stop saying, this constantly burp thing is so annoying.
The valiant burp swordsman who can put an end burp to this madness, and you will burp fight back for the burp good of the mission you have burp been sent to burp accomplish.
Belch said in his own version of a benevolent speech, all mangled up by his tone of voice, constant burping, and grotesque face gestures.
You're just saying that you're just trying to get out of doing the dirty work, while trying to confess how useless you are yourself, without feeling guilty about it, Roy complained.
I would rather burp say this than really burp losing my head.
Irony was rather strong that day for a blue, fiery, evil Lucario suddenly flying through the open door and tearing it apart from being smacked hard on the face by the monster, who ended up scrapping the top side of Belch's head off his body. Also, that is an irony, and also you call Lucario evil. I don't think that's what you were meant to do. I mean, he's a pretty fucked up individual, but I'm pretty sure he's meant to be a good guy. I don't know, like anti-hero, like fucking Shadow the Hedgehog or whatever, out of the edge. But, he just fucking scalped Master Belch with a fucking door. As Roy backed off and screamed when he saw the beheaded lord of the factory. The evil Stop saying evil! Hang on a second. Oh, it's not Chris's Lucario. I'm being dumb. It's the other Lucario. My mistake. The evil Lucario tumbled onto the floor and felt pain all over his body once he came to a stop. He growled in pain and sat up, jerking himself wide awake when he smelled the horrible stench of puke splattered on his face. He quickly wiped the puke off and completely tried to ignore the flinching pain of his arms just for that one occasion. Roy covered his mouth in disgust at the headless pile of puke. Though then again, it was a pile of puke, and couldn't believe the boss of the area was taken down so quickly like that, until the pile simply grew a slow and graphic way that made Roy lose it for real, forcing him to puke on the back of the room.
I am a pile of burp puke. I can rebuild my burp body at will,
Belch said, looking slightly phased after the recovery. He noticed the evil Lucario and went over to talk to him, seeing as Roy fell into a puking fit that Chris wanted to avoid doing himself.
Did you get in burp contact with that monster?
The evil Lucario cringed at the smell and his own pain. He didn't notice the trail of blood from his mouth was mixing up with the puke stains under his neck.
It's another Lucario. Another one like me, even,
he said, coughing.
But this one, he's not like me at all.
That's kind of in direct contradiction to what you just said. The confirmation was good to hear for Chris, who silently cheered.
Another burp one like you?
Belch wondered, though he truly couldn't care less about another Lucario. Well, I think he probably does, considering he and Roy just had a massive conversation about him.
And burp, you couldn't subdue him?
No, that madman is... No, I won't admit it. He's not stronger than I am.
The evil Lucario complained, standing back up and twitching madly from the pain.
He's just very unhinged. I can't deal with unhinged monsters.
So he's burp stronger than you then?
No!
He yelled angrily, even baring his fangs. He couldn't stand the thought that there was stronger Lucario than himself.
Just let me go back in there, and I will finish him off for real.
Are you crazy? Came Roy's voice from the corner of the room. He was regaining some control in his internal liquids. Look at yourself. You can barely even walk. Oh no, it's coming up again. He turned around and knelt down to continue his intolerant health issue.
You are all burp useless,
Belch complained louder, startling everyone in the room.
Master Gygus burp is going to get me for screwing this burp up, all because you couldn't burp contain a single monster, even with a burp majority of people. I can't burp stand this anymore. I need my fly honey production.
Roy regained his composure and turned back to the owner of the factory. Screw that! I don't even want to know why you like such a disgusting honey product. We're doing the best we can to fight back, but the thing is, it's not Ness. It's some other Lucario that... He trailed off in realization when he had remembered something Sonic had said earlier in the day. Didn't Sonic say he saw another Lucario with Ness? Wait, if that's so, then Ness got inside.
Burp, who cares if he got in? Belch asked. He probably burp got annihilated in those explosions by now. I don't see why we need to burp keep this other kid trapped in that cage any longer.
Chris knew the attention was on him. Oh, crap, he thought.
I had it with these burp children. I want them gone immediately,
the owner of the factory said, going over to a small hidden panel on the wall on the right and pressing it by ramming his own face onto it. The panel button caused a slight shaking on the floor, where a large square under the hanging cell opened up and raised some sort of pool filled with green liquid that everyone gazed at. At first, they thought Belch had an acid pool, until a really bad smell filled the air and forced everyone to pinch their noses. Being made out of the same material, Belch did not cringe.
Time to deploy my own burp method to deal with them.
A pool made out of vomit? Chris thought, alarmed as he looked down at the cruel and unusual punishment waiting for him. Oh, that's fucked up. He's going to drown him in vomit? Oh, shit. That's horrible. I'd probably have preferred an acid pool. Or maybe not. But this? I mean, what the hell is he on? Roy was absolutely through with the oddness of the universe, as seen when he buried his face on his hands. Why, oh why am I even witnessing this? What did I accept to do in order to please Lord Taboo? He asked himself, grieving his luck. The evil Lucario didn't care in the slightest about what happened in the room. Thinking that he could take on the erratic monster once more, he turned for the door and tried running out, only to notice that the sounds of chaos breaking the factory apart came to an abrupt halt, or at least the roars that kept echoing for a long while. Only when Mewtwo came floating inside the room and holding said monster in a tight psychic grip in mid-air was when the panic had stopped. Really, this place could have fallen apart if I had not been here, said Mewtwo, his left hand wide open at the monster, struggling to get out from his power. Oh shit. Wow, this is like the first time in the story so far Lucario has lost a fight. That's pretty amazing. Chris was heartbroken when he saw Lucario, with chin pointing upward and bangs bad. I think he means fangs. Twitching in place. Not even Mewtwo allowed the Aura Pokemon to open his eyes to look around, but Lucario was able to sense Chris's aura nearby that made him twitch even more in hopes to break free from the psychic grip. Mewtwo, sensing the budging, applied some more power by closing his hand to keep Lucario in place. Lucario? Roy and the others saw the monster at a safe distance, not believing the fact they saw a second Lucario like their own.
I can't believe this. There is another Lucario in this world of all places, Roy said.
It appears our Lucario was right when he said there was another one, Mewtwo said, eyeing his captive fighter. I find it very surprising to find this one wandering this world as well, and to boot, he is exceptionally strong. I can barely keep a firm grip on his body. The evil Lucario examined his assumedly good copy closer, taking careful steps as to avoid irking the monster. I may have met my match today, but as he is right now, he is nothing but a pure hindrance that caused major collateral damage to this factory. Not to mention, he trailed off as he saw Pichu lodged in the wall. No matter. Pichu was the least productive member of our force. His loss will not be missed.
Hey, enough about that, Roy said. Why is there another Pokemon around here? What does this even mean?
Mewtwo thought for a moment. It is rather unlikely that this Lucario was sent by Master Hand. We never met anyone else other than the one in our group. Otherwise, why would they keep this one stashed away in secret? Let us not forget that this world houses strange phenomena. We can thus surmise that this Lucario just happened to live here, as odd as it sounds, he said before shutting his eyes and taking in a deep breath to relax himself. Such a wake-up call. Yeah! Things resumed going south once Mewtwo carelessly ignored the fact that the room was starting to become really stinky due to the ginormous pool of contained vomit in the centre. He near almost lost his focus when he took that suicidal deep breath. Fortunately for Mewtwo, he managed to stay awake. Unfortunately for his glowing psychic hand, it lost focus on the wild Lucario and released him. His body was quick to catch blue, fiery aura all over again, and the ensuing roar sent a forceful wind that pushed everyone to the walls. The cage in which Chris was trapped, dangled to the back as a result of the wind, which set him off by yelling. That yell was enough for the really rabid Lucario to blink once and call off the intense aura covering his body. Calmness came back to him when he heard that familiar voice ringing in his ears once more, and he stared up at the cage where his trainer was. Seeing Chris shivering in the cage made Lucario gasp and regain his consciousness.
Chris!
Lucario yelled.